US businesses are at a crossroads when it comes to the future of work. Wall Street and Silicon Valley are taking two very different routes. Google is telling its staff they can keep working remotely at home, wherever, working from home, WFH, until September. And then they can either return to old offices, choose a new office in a different location, or work remotely if their role allows it. Goldman Sachs wants its US workers back in the office next month. Its executives say they're encouraged by the vaccine rollout and that they have effective safety measures in place. Stay at home, work from home, back in the office. A question for real estate company CBRE. It's also facing its CEO Bob Sulentic is with me now from Dallas. You've got a lot of property that's empty, a lot of property that's available, and this restructuring that's taking place in the workplace. How are you handling it?
Well, Richard, you outlined a circumstance where some companies are talking about aggressively getting back to the workplace, others less aggressively so. I will tell you that those points of view merge as you get later into 2021. In other words, we think most companies within most industries are going to want their people back in the office as we get later in this year. Yes, there will be some flexibility, some hybrid working, some opportunity to work from home, maybe a day a week. But for the most part, the clients we work with, the large companies CBRE works with around the world and certainly across the U.S., are going to be more back in the office than not as we get later into 2021.
Now, Bob, let's just take a look. CBRE, the offices and things, some things you've got on offer in Manhattan. Admittedly, it's a sort of a bit of a bubble here at the moment. There's the New York Times building on West 43rd Street. Lovely, beautiful renovation you've done. And it's in the heart of Times Square. The Coca-Cola building in Midtown on Fifth Avenue. Entire floors are available there. And downtown, 14 Wall Street, across the street from the New York Stock Exchange, I believe. Highly desirable. So these are all, I mean, those are available. Are you going to get, when do you expect premium prices again to be able to receive for rentals? Because the pressure is downward, or is it still?
Well, certainly we're still in the COVID era. We're still in a circumstance where people aren't as far along with vaccinations as they're going to be later in this year, where people that use mass transit haven't gotten toward coming back into the office yet the way they're going to be coming in later this year. And yes, some prime real estate is sitting empty. It may be fully leased and sitting empty, by the way, and it's going to fill back up as the year unfolds. But what we think is Manhattan, because it's so dense, is going to be a little slower to come back. But we really do expect, and the two companies that have been mentioned a lot, J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs, prime companies headquartered in New York. You're going to see their people coming back to the office. You're going to see our people at CBRE coming back to the office. And you're going to see most companies having their people in New York come back.
Bob, as a CEO of a large company that has to negotiate this very issue, where do you stand on this? When somebody says, look, I've enjoyed working from home, my work-life balance is better, I would like CBRE to effect a policy that allows me to have a hybrid work balance.
We and most other companies will have some hybrid level of work from home, right? So what we're thinking is maybe on average, people will work a day more a week from home than they were before, and companies will accommodate that. And Richard, every company you mentioned, including us, will start with the health and well-being of their people. That's where we'll start. But a lot of the health of the well-being of those people has to do with getting them back together and working through problems together and collaborating together. We know, for instance, that a lot of our young people that live alone really want to get back to the office, and that's a mental health thing. We have a women's network in CBRE with 4,000 women. I talked to the leader of the women's network. She says a lot of our women who are mothers working from home are really suffering in this circumstance. So yes, there's a desire to work some from home, but the overwhelming desire is to work some from home and to get back together a lot. And that's what you're going to see with the health of the people in focus.
Bob, as the year moves on and the ground shifted, may I give you an open invitation to come back on Quest Means Business so we can talk more about this, because you're at the heart of the real estate and of these issues. Thank you, sir.
Love to do that. Thanks, Richard.